Starting my wedding photography business from scratch. Wedding photographers, what strategies would I use if I were to start my wedding photography business all over again, no fan base, and hit the 6 figures in 6 to 12 months? Hey guys, Jordan Correces here, co-founder of the WLMA. And if you don't know who we are a team of 6-figure wedding photographers. We have almost 1,000 students worldwide, and we've helped a ton of them hit the 6 figures and the deep 6 figures. And in this video, we're gonna help you get there as well. So if this is your first time seeing some of our content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're gonna be sending you a ton of content every single week. All right, so let's do this. Starting my wedding photography business from scratch. So in this video, we're going to be going over what I do if I were to start a wedding photography business from scratch and strategies that can actually get you to the 6 figures in 6 to 12 months. Number 2, how I generate leads within 24 hours. How I'd build a fan base within weeks. How I'd get high-end weddings right away. Also, proven case studies. So you know what I'm showing you isn't BS, that it actually works. Proven case studies actually showing you that people starting from scratch did this and it worked. And then even diving into more long-term strategies with networking. And of course, more free resources in the caption of this video. So if this video resonates with you, you want to learn more, make sure to hit up the caption. We're going to have a ton of stuff for you there. And before we dive into the strategies, so you know that this stuff actually works. So here's actually our student, Leslie Nicole. And Leslie moved to a brand new city. She actually had an established wedding photography business in another city. And when she moved to another city, she thought it was going to take 3 years to get re-established. But through what I'm about to show you, we were actually able to scale her to $21,000 a month in 30 days. No joke. Here's actually a message she sent me on Facebook after a month of doing what I'm about to show you. And she said, "Thank you, Jordan. I'm at $21,000 in sales this month." And also Charlene Ford. So Charlene Ford, she used to live in New York, and she was moving to Tennessee. And through what I'm about to show you, she was actually able to build a fan base of newly engaged couples even before she moved to Tennessee and build a 6-figure wedding photography business. And just so you know that she is real, here's a quick clip of her.
Hi, I'm Charlene Ford, Charlene Man Photography. After joining the WLMA program, my highest month was $32,000. And I ended up over 6 figures for last year at $112,000.
And not just her, we are also able to help our student Cal Condor from Condor Media scale to 6 figures in 6 months. So how did we help these wedding photographers or filmmakers scale so quickly from scratch, starting in new cities with no fan base at all? So let's first dive into this area over here, how we generate leads within 24 hours. And the way that we're able to do this is through mastering sponsored Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, specifically targeted ads towards newly engaged couples. So since they are cold leads, you want to use offers like free guides or contests to get interested couples in the door at scale. And if you're targeting your copy and your offers resonate with your prospects, you should be able to get 20 to 50 leads a month with only about $50 to $100 a month, which honestly is not much at all. Because let's say you spend $100 and you get 50 leads and you book 6 of those leads with $5,000 packages, that's a huge return in investment. And that $50 to $100 is really nothing. And one thing that's really important to mention here is you don't want to use offers that are directly asking them to inquire or book with you right away. This is the first mistake that most photographers make when they run ads for the first time. They run an ad that's saying, hey, look over here, work with me, inquire. And those types of ads only work as retargeting for hot and warm leads, people who already have trust in you. In another YouTube video, I share our retargeting strategy. Subscribe and you can find that in our channel. But when it comes to cold traffic, you really want to make sure that you're only using offers like free guides and contests, because these are the types of ads that attract cold leads, people who have no clue who you are. If you try using more of those direct ads for cold traffic, you're going to find that you're going to be spending way too much for your ads, way too much for a cost per lead. But as long as you remember that the only job of your ad is to get a prospect to click, get them to opt in so you can continue to have permission to continue to market to them, then the ad has done its job. And I'm going to explain more as we continue so you see what I'm talking about. So how to generate leads within 24 hours, mastering Facebook and Instagram ads. With the right targeting, copy, and offers, you can get this to work incredibly well. Secondly, now that we've gotten all these leads from our sponsored ads, how I'd build a fan base within weeks. So here at the top, we have a funnel and we did our sponsored advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And remember, the ads only job is to get the prospect to click, opt in, give us permission to continue to market to them. How we're going to build a fan base is through a nurturing funnel and creating a nurturing ecosystem. So a huge part of this is through email marketing. Email marketing is not dead. If you use the right headlines, the right copy, the right strategies, email marketing is a gold mine. And you want to do automated email marketing as well as strategized email blasts. But you don't just want to leave it at email marketing. The next thing you want to do is do what's called cross-pollination. So imagine a bee. They are getting pollen from flowers and pollinating it to different flowers. That's exactly what we're gonna do, but with our leads across social media. So let's say we have a huge email list that we've built through sponsored advertising. We're gonna lead a lot of these prospects to other platforms. For example, maybe like a Facebook group, to your website, to your blogs. Lead them to your Instagram or maybe your TikTok. So that way they have other more fun platforms where they can build trust in your brand and get to know you. And this is where a lot of the magic happens. And when you do this right, you can build those platforms with newly engaged couples pretty quickly. I remember we had a student who had 100 newly engaged couples follow her Instagram through cross-pollination in literally a week. And so you can see that this actually works. Here's actually our student Christora from Green Apple Photography. And she was doing exactly this: sponsored advertising, email marketing, cross-pollination right to a private Facebook group. And here is her private Facebook group where she was able to grow it to 674 newly engaged couples. Think about how powerful that asset is of having a private Facebook group of 674 newly engaged couples. It's pretty much a gold mine of new bookings that you can get every single month. And don't ask to join her group. I'm just showing this so you can actually see that it's true. She only allows newly engaged couples to join her private group, but a lot can happen when you use sponsored ads, you use email marketing, and you cross-pollinate them to wherever you want them to go. And that is where we can really build a fan base. And here's a photo of Christora with me and Crystal at one of our events. We're actually able to help Christora quit her teaching job and scale her wedding photography business to $354,000 a year through doing exactly this. And this is one of a shot after one of the awards we gave her for the results that she got, a group shot of more students and awards that we gave, and a bigger group shot from our event as well in Destin, Florida. Next one's actually going to be in Tennessee, so we're really excited about that. So now we went over how I generate leads within 24 hours, how I'd build a fan base within weeks, and now how I'd get high-end weddings right away. So we have our sponsored ad. And remember, the sponsored ad's only job is to get them to click and opt in, give us permission to continue to market to them. We have our nurturing ecosystem. The only job of that is to build a fan base, build trust. So we're not just trying to work with leads who are cold, who are strangers. We want raving fans. And now we're at the very bottom of the funnel here. And after you start building trust with these leads, you're going to start actually getting inquiries from them. And the thing is, most photographers, when they get these inquiries, they reply to them and they just send a pricing guide. And that's what you don't want to do. You're leaving so much money on the table if you're simply just sending over a pricing guide. What we want to do is we want to lead these prospects, these newly engaged couples, into wedding consultations with us, whether if you're a photographer or a filmmaker. And this is key because with pricing guides, no matter how good or beautiful the wedding guide you send to a prospect is, it will always have extremely low conversions compared to a really well done wedding consultation. And even if you get conversions, you're probably going to be charging a lot less than you could. Maybe you book a $3,500 wedding from that pricing guide, when if you did a really amazing wedding consultation, you could have booked that as a $5,000, $7,000, or $10,000 wedding package, which happens all the time with us. So long story short, pricing guides, no matter how pretty it is, are throwing you under the bus. You have to master your wedding inquiry responses and your wedding consultations. You'll make so much more money. We've had wedding photographers hit deep in the six figures just by mastering those strategies. And I'm not going to be going too deep into that in this video. If you want to master your wedding inquiry responses, we actually have a YouTube video on that. I'm going to put it into the caption of this video. And if you want more free resources, even for when it comes to wedding consultations, I'll add more free resources in the caption of this video as well. And that is 100% the fastest strategy if you were to start your wedding photography or filmmaking business from scratch. Or maybe you're not starting from scratch, you just want the fastest strategy to scale. Using sponsored advertising, Facebook and Instagram ads at the top to get these newly engaged couples to click on the ad, opt into your offer, become leads, a nurturing ecosystem to build trust in the brand, and wedding consultations. And I want to pinpoint something really important here. Remember this: the only job of the ad is to get the prospect to click. The only job of your nurturing ecosystem is to turn a stranger into a raving fan. And your only job of your wedding consultations is to turn that raving fan into a high-end booked wedding. And the magic happens when you have those three separate processes. You master it, and then you seamlessly create a bridge to each process. That is how you scale quickly. So now we went over the fastest strategy to scale, especially if you're starting from scratch. Let's go over a couple other things. Let's go over networking, because this is a really important strategy in your business as well, especially if you're starting in a brand new city. Now, networking is more of a long-term strategy. You're not going to see immediate results when it comes to networking with vendors. And it is also a very difficult task as well. It'll be easier to get it on a referral list of brand new venues or planners who are new in the area as well. But if you're trying to get established on the referral list with really established venues or planners, they already have a referral list that they trust. So you have to take a different route. Because I promise you this, they already have hundreds of wedding photographers and filmmakers and DJs and other vendors who are asking to get on their referral list, and they're being rejected because they don't trust you. Why should they let you on their referral list when they've worked with other photographers and wedding filmmakers who they've built a relationship with and trust? So you need to take a different approach. So think about it like this. How can you serve them? How can you build a relationship with them? How can you give these established vendors and planners value? So this is more of the approach that you want to take. Reach out to them and see what they need help in their business. Maybe they could use headshots for their website. Maybe they need more updated real estate photos of their venue. And when you get those opportunities, then meet and talk with them about weddings and let them know you want to refer couples to them. Don't just flat out ask to be on their referral list. First, give without any expectations and focus on actually building a long-term relationship with them. And as that relationship builds, then that can open up opportunities to get on their referral list. Does that make sense? So don't ask, give, focus on building relationships. Then that will open doors to more established venues and planners. So I'm curious as well, for some of you who maybe have had to start your wedding photography or videography business from scratch, or maybe you're just testing a ton of new strategies and you've seen things that have worked really well and helped you scale really quickly. Comment it below. We'd love to hear. And that is it, guys. I hope this helped build clarity on the best and fastest strategies to scale your wedding photography or filmmaking business. So make sure to check the caption of this video. There's going to be a ton of free resources there to help you scale. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our account. And if you have questions or maybe even topics that you would like us to talk about, feel free to comment below. We're always listening. We always want to know how best to help you guys take your businesses to the next level. And we'll see you on the next video.